Is it 5 o'clock? It is 5 o'clock. Marcia, are you ready?
Yeah.
Okay. Okay. Just let me know and we'll call the meeting to order on your say so. Okay. It's 5 o'clock. We'll call the meeting of the Historic Preservation and Architectural Review Board of the Village of Cooperstown to order. There are no public hearings on the agenda tonight. So we will start off with the regular agenda, and the first item on the regular agenda is 63 Pioneer Street. Michael Baker? No, not here. We'll skip to 87 Beaver Street. Kevin, would you like to come up and tell us about the project? We have this microphone, so people who might be listening online can hear us. But I think it's lowered, so you can probably sit down. We like people to feel comfortable. So just remember, you're kind of speaking into the microphone. So would you like to tell us about the project, Kevin?
Yeah, we'll start with just an overview. This is the heating and cooling upgrade to the house. So the current system in the house is the oil fired steam boiler, with cast iron radiators piped throughout the house. The new system will consist of, kind of two systems into one. So two separate units, Mitsubishi cold climate heat pump systems. The one outdoor unit will be, servicing an attic air handler that will be vented down to the ceiling to heat and cool the second floor. While the other outdoor unit will service two, low mount floor ductless units for the heat and cool the first floor.
So you gave us kind of examples of the units. Tell us where you proposed the placement of each unit.
So I'm not sure what images everyone has available.
Anything you submitted to Nick, he shared with us.
So the house is a square or a rectangle for the main part, and there's a first floor only. May have been a porch at one point, may have just been an addition, but that goes off the bat furthest away from the street, and that is narrower than the house. So that gives us sort of an inside corner up against that is somewhat blocked and concealed by the wider part of the main house. So towards the back on the side, both units would be located side by side as far as the outdoor units, and all the line piping that would be surface mount on the exterior of the house would also be, let's say, isolated to that corner and area.
Okay. And then, so the conduit goes up that corner and then in through near the soffit and fascia, is that kind of a?
Yes, yep, there will be a conduit that goes all the way up, both the first and second floor on the outside and into the soffit to get to the attic air handler. The other units for the ductless units inside, those will be routed through the basement. So the nearest point of entry from those outdoor unit locations that's feasible to get into the basement is where we'll be.
Okay. And out of curiosity, do you know the noise level of these units? And we weigh in on appearance, but there have been conversations about noise level.
I should have that. Should only take me 10 minutes to find.
Take your time.
I'm throwing you for a loop here.
This unit that I have in front of me in heating mode is maximum rating of 58 decibels.
Okay.
And I believe the other one is similar within 1 point of that.
Okay. Does anybody have any questions for Kevin?
I do not have questions.
This does not factor in their decision, but I'm assuming the planting in this image is gonna come out when the. Okay,
Yeah, I looked at our minutes. And it seems like for, the commercial sometimes are on the roof, but, for the residential. Units. Usually there's been mention of a cover or vegetation,
Screening.
landscaping, so I don't know if Jerry or the Groffs have any thoughts about whether they would. Do anything to try to conceal.
Any type of concealment is not within my work scope, but I can't answer whether that's is a plan or not, for certain.
and I think we have talked about that in certain situations. I'm more comfortable not asking specifically about it because it's at the back of the house.
Yeah, it's at the back.
And tucked into that
Right.
corner. If it were more street facing or visible
Yeah,
from
yeah.
the street. I do like that the conduit is on the back of the house
Mhm.
too, so. That's not visible either. Yeah, do you have any questions?
No, I don't.
Lucy, do you have any questions? Okay. All right.
I can make a motion.
Sure.
I move that HPAR provide a certificate of appropriateness for the project at 87 Beaver Street. Under criteria 5.
Thank you. Would anybody like to second that?
I'll second.
Great, thanks, Gib. Any discussion? Liz votes yes.
Yes.
Aaron, yes.
Kip, yes.
Lizzie, yes.
Thank you. Thanks, Karen.
Thank you.
Okay. You're here for Eagle Street, right, Roberta? So we're not quite there on the agenda yet. Nobody's come in for 63 Pioneer. So we will move on to 83 Chestnut Street, Simple Integrity. Oh, gosh,
Good,
how are you?
how are you guys?
Thank you.
Alright, I have to gently apologize, when I saw the plans. Well, one of the images was, a rendition that was the option that I didn't go with, and so. The plans don't match the ones you have.
Okay.
Okay.
Some of it's correct, and there's one or two images that are not necessarily the right ones. Obviously, the house is.
We can share.
Thank you.
You guys can
Yep.
share. For review, and then, yeah, I'll leave you a copy. So. Beautiful house, on Chestnut Street, brick house, massive attic. And so they'd like to make it usable now. And so that's where our project comes in. The biggest change to the outside is we've got a dormer going on the back of the house. And so your front page is a gentle illustration of what the dormer looks like at the back of the house. It's pretty low and tucked into the roof. We've kept it kind of inside the hips so that it has very little visibility from pretty much anywhere that you can see. The second page, you've got nice pictures of the house, just so you have some idea of what it's looking like. And then the next page is the main change from what was in your previous packet. You kind of got the dormer coming low slung in the back. It's got 2 pairs of windows. We need egress, obviously, for a 3rd story. And so that's a big reason why the dormer's there. There's actually huge headroom in that space, but no egress. And so we are providing egress. And so we've got the dormer. The dormer will have just painted brown LP shingle shakes on the sides. Not really trying to draw much attention to it, trying to get it blended with the roof. The house has some really nice windows in it. They're all stand put. Except for there's 2 windows in the front dormers. They're currently just like fixed sash, non-operable windows. And everybody knows that attic windows get the least amount of maintenance. So we're proposing to replace those 2 windows with pretty much identical windows, except that they would be operable so that we could have some egress in the front there. And then the door windows in the back are obviously also operable. We're planning to use Yara windows, which are the same windows that we've used on about 90% of our projects. These are a oil UPVC, it was easier to do the code, lines. On this rectangle windows with those, we've had really good results with those windows. And so that's the gist of the project. Any questions?
So the front windows will be operable then as well.
The front windows will be operable as well.
Are they outswing casements? How
These will
are?
be tilt and turn. So
Okay, so there's a center, there's a center pivot. Yeah,
there's a side pivot on the tilt and turns. They swing in like a door
oh, okay, so it's an in-swing
in swing.
casement, but not a casement.
Yeah, it's so there.
So the straight side of the sash is basically the hinge somehow, okay. Okay.
Yeah.
So are you maintaining those two sort of half round corner details in the original window in your replacement?
You're talking like these little corners up here?
No, the lower corners have two,
These down here?
yeah, yes,
Yes,
okay.
yeah, so the windows will look just like that.
Mhm.
The windows will be said, yes, we can do that. We said,
Great.
Only because this one picture doesn't have the,
That's, yeah, from the original.
yeah, that's from the.
Alright, so that's-
Okay.
Scrap that.
Does
use
not-
this.
Yes,
This goes in the file now.
back in the file now.
Okay.
Replaces the attached
Whatever is
images in the
attached, okay.
application. Okay.
Get rid of
Yeah,
that
and the
stuff.
bathroom windows.
Bathroom window, there's still a bathroom up there. It was a big debate with moving an entire heat system to put the bathroom in the window and wasn't worth the cost and so. Yeah, the third window that was on the back in the center, it's not her.
Thank you for clarifying.
Yes.
I have been in that attic. It is amazing.
It's a big attic.
It's, you could live in that attic.
Yes. That would kind of what we would happen, yeah. The fantastic space and some of the large older houses in the village do not have as many bedrooms as you would think, based on
No,
the size.
they just have big
The
bedrooms.
rooms are large, yeah.
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 Yeah. It's like a 4 square, but a big 4 square.
Yes, it's just huge.
Yeah. No, but the attic is really cool. Well, it's nice that they're capturing that space and using it. You did a pretty good job of outlining the materials. Does anybody have any questions for Josh?
I don't have a question, I have a comment. For the
Okay,
board,
comments,
I
questions?
guess.
Yeah, just no complaints though.
The, I did walk by today and I think the placement of the dormer and configuration and size is really nicely sympathetic to the building and just walking back and forth on Chestnut Street, I think it's gonna have minimal to no impact on the street view of that existing structure, so I think that's a nice design.
Yes.
Nice job.
Hi, John, nice design.
Nice, yeah, nice job. I agree. I think it's gonna look good. Yep.
Yes, it's very well done.
Lindsay,
It's great.
Dave,
Good.
okay, would anybody like to make a motion?
I will. Move that H Park provide a certificate of appropriateness for the project at 83 Chestnut Street. With area 2A and 2B, 3A, B, C, and 5.
Thanks, Dave. Give me a second.
I'll second.
Go
ahead.
No, you didn't.
Alternate steps in, I will second that motion.
Woo-hoo. Jumping in, okay, any discussion? Liz votes yes.
David, yes.
Erin, yes.
Kip, yes.
Lizzie, yes.
Thank you.
Awesome,
Okay.
okay. Nobody has arrived regarding 63 Pioneer Street, correct? Hey, Roberta, are you waiting for Noah to, okay, we'll review the minutes from the last meeting.
Okay.
Kevin, were you waiting for something else or you just, feeling like hanging out. You can,
Just watching the show.
Participation in government is welcome.
yes,
Your observers welcome.
and Noah's here, perfect timing. Noah, we'll give you a second to get settled, but we're ready to talk to you.
Oh, great.
So, come on up, have a seat. Roberta, we can pull up a chair for you as well.
Okay.
Okay. Whoever's gonna do more talking should sit in the green chair, so you're a little closer to the microphone. We'll give you a second to get settled. This is 16 Eagle Street, in case anybody was. Okay, so why don't you tell us about the change you're proposing?
Right, so, I believe this was originally proposed by Barbara.
Mhm.
So I think the change we wanted was to have the window grills of the, of cross pattern, the four lanes to match the rest of the house. Instead of trying to replicate the windows that are existing, which actually have mismatched grills, some are 9, some are 6.
Yeah. If I can just interject,
Sure.
that originally that was just a porch.
Mhm.
You can tell because there's a front door there and a
Yep,
door down.
Yep,
And then somebody came along and stuck panels up that had nothing to do with the house, it was just. These, I don't know where they got them from, somebody else, so, and we want the windows to look like the rest of the windows on our house, but the rest of the windows. Have the 4 panes rather than the 6.
Okay.
So it would basically be the same size and the same look, but just 4.
Over 2/2 is what the windows, and they're operable, they're.
Yeah, they'll be double.
Double hung windows,
Um,
yeah.
this is,
so the window openings are of different dimensions. How will you account for that? So some of them are, right, the 6 pane are much narrower than the 9 light. Are you going to replace all openings with 2/2 so that some will be, they'll just be wider?
So there'll be a more space between them. He's gonna make all these 4 windows the same, correct?
Yeah,
And the spacing might be a little bigger between them than it is normal.
yeah, we have to rebuild. Like, there's not a wall there, these are just panels, so we're going to
Panels
have
holding up a room.
yeah, we'll have to build a 2-foot high wall. Around it, and then we'll place the windows on top, and we'll have them spaced evenly.
Right.
So everything's set correctly.
So on the side that has 4 windows, the south side, it will still have 4
It'll
windows.
be like that.
Yeah, okay.
And
And,
be essentially the same, but the spacing might be a
Mhm.
little bit
Mhm.
bigger.
and
And also she had, for some reason, she didn't want the door in the front because there's nothing there. It's like the door opens and you pull down. And so I don't know why she left the door in.
so on that side as well, there will be a window where the door
If
is.
you look at this, this is where the door is,
Mhm.
so that'll just be a window. Instead, so it'll be 4 windows across the front, 4 windows on the side. Because the door doesn't even make any sense whatsoever.
And then, right now, the way it's drawn, you're telling me you're gonna have more fill in between the windows, and the way it's drawn, it just shows like a flat, surface, between the windows, and that look you intend to continue, or do you intend to use clapboards then?
You know, Where are you from?
So, Noah was saying there would be more spacing between the windows, that filling between the windows. Is that gonna be kind of similar to the way it looks now, or will it be actually clapboards?
No, it'll probably look more like this, like, you know, 'cause there's
Mhm.
posts.
Okay,
It'll look
okay.
more like.
I just wasn't sure whether because you were doing more spacing, you were gonna fill it in with
It'll look
clapper.
more like Trim.
Right, okay, that's fine. I just wanted to kind of check on that. Okay.
So your intention is that it's still gonna look like a porch that has been made into a more permanent space, but the porch posts will, the post part, right, will appear wider than they are now.
Yeah,
There's-
slightly,
see,
just-
Okay,
There's one post
Right.
right
Yep.
here. And then there's nothing in here.
so you're gonna
So
add
we're
them, are you
make
gonna,
This between the two windows here, it'll look a little bit like more.
So a trim board kind of,
Trim,
okay,
not a post. So
right, so, but it, yeah.
Trim around the window.
so assuming that the back of the porch and the. If you're gonna eliminate that. Door. Is there anything,
There is a door on the back that is on the original plan.
Yeah.
We're gonna have that door. Yeah.
so you're keeping the door
We're
on the
keeping
back?
the door open for the side light because we wanna maximize the amount of light coming in, because that's the most light there. And then a window.
And it would be the same as the other windows, the 2/2s? I mean, you're talking about the panels below, right? The windows?
I was actually, and the panels are depicted in the drawing that was submitted originally as kind of panels, like
Right.
they are now. But my question was, and I was assuming you were gonna create like trim in between the windows, it was just gonna be wider. But I just wanted to make sure the plan had not changed because there would be more space between the windows here to put, like siding between the windows, flatter. But they're saying it'll just be trimmed between the windows, kind of trimmed out.
Right, and I think it was just asking about the.
I was talking about
solid
the panels
right.
from below.
Right, okay.
Panels under the.
No, I
window.
understand making the posts similar in scale, which makes sense.
Yeah, yeah,
You were just. Fighting.
but the panels below will stay as they were.
You know, because this whole thing is one piece that got just stuck on.
Okay.
Nailed on.
Yeah, the panels.
Okay.
Are part of
So
the
I
entire.
think it's gonna be siding like the house.
So,
So it'd be
Here.
clapboard siding below?
okay,
Like the rest of the house.
so clapboard siding
Yeah.
underneath the windows.
Underneath the window.
Okay.
And you'll do that on all three sides.
So, is it possible for you to share a drawing of, because there's a lot of, this change was sort of. Presented as a window type change. Which I thought would mean you want a different brand of window,
You know,
but it's really not there's a lot of changes. To the proposal, so I'm wondering if you could submit a new drawing. I'm not, like, this is just a request for additional information. To make sure that we understand what you're proposing.
You mean have Barbara doing another drawing?
That shows, instead of the existing panels.
Well, doesn't have to be an architectural drawing?
No,
No,
you
no,
can draw
yeah,
it.
you can draw it,
I
yeah.
could do it.
Just show us, how, what materials are gonna be used where. So where the clapboards are gonna be used, you know, where the posts will be continued between the windows and approximately in the right dimension would be helpful. So the posts are gonna be a little thicker than they are now, right? A little wider, I should say, than they are now because the windows are narrower, correct? So do a little, just try to give us a sense of that, okay?
Show
And-
like how the light divisions are gonna be different. Cause you have it drawn on your drawing, but we don't have that.
Yeah, we didn't get that. That, so,
Yes.
no, well, when you do a drawing, I mean,
Yes,
I will speak,
all right.
I can't speak for the entire board, but. When you do a drawing, that includes all of it, so that would be what we would want in the file ultimately. I don't know if people feel like you articulated enough information that we want a drawing before we can vote. But we do need one either way for the file to reflect what you're planning on doing,
Okay.
so.
And did you want to tell them what the windows are going to be?
I did send that to Nick.
Okay.
Do you have,
It's the Anderson the abbreviated quote for, that's dated January, correct?
yeah, that's for the reason. These have the grills are on the outside. of the
Right.
windows.
Thank you.
Yeah.
I did have one question about that. I tried to understand the abbreviated quote and I looked at the Anderson website and it's not very specific unless you are at the dealer. So can you add some clarification about the exterior cladding for those windows?
The exterior, it'll be Anderson's version of fiberglass. They call it Fiber-X or something, and that's just painted white.
And it's paintable, correct? So
Mhm.
you can choose to paint it if you wanted to paint it another color.
Or somebody else can paint it a different color at some time?
Did you have other questions, Eric?
I know, but thank you.
Okay, the order has the 8 windows, and then there's this one shorter window, is that going to that?
Yeah, next to the door with the side light, it'll be to the left of that. And that's shorter to accommodate.
To the left of the door?
Yeah,
Okay, so you're taking this out and you'll have this shorter window, then the door stays.
yeah.
Not that.
Not that door, but there'll be a door and
Actually,
then
a bigger door.
bigger door, okay.
And did we see the proposed door yet in the materials we got, or?
I didn't see anything about a door
Yeah.
anywhere.
So when you do know which door you'd like to use another field change and just
Okay.
Yeah, when you got the door.
Yeah, I could just include that.
when you give us the other
We'll just
materials.
go on.
So what do you have picked out?
Yeah, it's a white fiberglass door.
And this is on the back of the house
Yeah,
and it's paintable?
Yeah.
And does the door include those side lights then too?
yes.
Okay, so they're not, the side lights aren't really reflected in the drawings we have either, so when you do the drawing, we need to, so for each side, if you dare do this drawing, we will, and do you want to pass that along to?
Oh, yeah, I didn't know if you
Lizzie,
wanted to
Dave,
just- I didn't want to be in charge of passing your phone
Um,
around because it's not.
for each side of the 3 sides of this structure, right, Roberta?
Yeah.
So for each side, you start with what she did and kind of, work from there, or you can create your own, but show us
Yeah.
any changes, so show us, so you got it, okay. Okay, so I don't have to explain too much to you then, but because we don't have a drawing that includes a door with side lights,
I'll try.
and then the change in the window, but
something like.
yeah, but at least, you know, if it doesn't have to be exact, we know you don't have the CAD program. But, you know, say south side, show us, say, each side and show us, you know, to the best of your ability, that would be helpful. Okay, great, thanks, cause, and I think, I would suspect, you know, since we're now dealing with sidelights and a shorter window here, correct? That's what's gonna happen there. And then a change in the treatment underneath the windows to clapboards, so these drawings don't reflect that at all. And then what are you gonna do at this lower level, you know, subfloor level? Are you gonna keep the boxing, the box panels, or?
That's foundation.
Okay, so it's foundation, okay. Okay, so it's gonna be parched or whatever,
Yeah.
okay, okay, that's good to know, but, so. Then that, you know, that can just be blank. And, I don't know, given the number of changes, whether people are comfortable voting tonight, but you have time because I doubt you're gonna start before March 10th, right?
I'm having my hip replaced on March 9th.
Oh, okay. Well, just send Noah along on the 10th with your drawings.
I already have this one done, so now.
Now you get to dance some more. So if Noah, if you can come back and represent in March
Yeah,
with
yeah.
Roberta's drawings. Get them to Nick before he has to send us the agenda materials, so March 1st would be ideal, right, Nick? Yeah.
The sooner
Okay.
you get the materials, the sooner you,
You
the
got the,
higher up you are in the agenda.
yeah.
Too.
So,
Although it's a field change, so.
And this is Romania, just a field change.
Yes,
Okay,
yeah, it just remains a field change. You don't need a new permit or anything. But we do need to kind of accurately document for the file and have a clear understanding of what you're changing to. Okay,
I have a question. Are you putting in 2 side lights or 1?
Two.
Okay, yeah, it has 2 here. And then the window to the left, is that going to be a 2/2?
It's gonna be a 2/2, but not as long.
Right, right.
There's gonna be a heat system up there,
Sure,
because there's no heat.
right.
And I don't wanna have, they said we could do radiant heat, but I don't wanna plug into our furnace.
Mhm.
It's like, no, I don't,
yeah,
we're getting away from this.
so.
No, I just, it's hard to see in this drawing if it's 2/2 or 1/1.
If you need to
I'll have that
relocate,
all-
if you need to relocate the stairs, because now you have a side light and the door is gonna be
Bumped over a little.
slightly.
Stairs are just some.
Yeah,
random-
but just show us on the drawing that the stairs are under the door instead of, I
Yeah,
mean, this seems
Yeah.
silly, but yeah. The things we need
it's
to.
all good. I know, picky. Does anybody have any questions or concerns about materials like the door that's being proposed? Or as long as it's a paintable fiberglass door, which is what it is, correct? And it's on the back of the building, correct?
Mhm.
Are people comfortable with that, or just so we don't make them do all this work and then ask questions about the materials next month?
I'm comfortable with it. No concerns.
Okay, just wanted to make sure. Was there anything anybody else wanted to kind of ask them about, so when they come back next month, or when Noah comes back next month, that we'll see Roberta. We're good,
I think we've covered everything.
yeah.
okay, okay, do you have any questions, Noah?
no,
And Roberta, it sounds like you know what we need,
Yes, I do.
great.
Get my sister to help me.
I mean, it's just like-
a drawing.
It also doesn't have to be a fancy
Sounds like that.
computer drawing, you could draw by hand.
Yeah, it's time.
You get a pencil and a ruler, and have a.
My sister was the head of the theater department at Suco, and she drew all the signs for, you know, so she's
Yeah.
got that.
She owes you a favor,
Getting her
right?
to do it.
Well, we've had a lot of pencil drawings, it does not have to be CAD, as long as we have an understanding of what you're doing. So, okay, great, thank you very much.
Thank you.
Luck with your, hip.
Thanks.
Okay, we'll give the minutes from the last two meetings a review, and if 63 Pioneer Street isn't here, we can pull up the emails Marcia got that might give us a sense of what they'd like to do and see what questions we have.
Yeah, he was just, he's gonna hand build the windows, and I said, well, you know, just what Aaron had asked for. And he said, I'm going to be there and explain. I said, it's really important that we come to the meeting now.
Yeah.
So,
Okay, so let's review the minutes. That will buy them a few more minutes. And then we'll go from there. So, trying to think about the November and December meetings. Let's see who was present at the, oh, we were all here, so we can vote on November if, because everybody was present.
Bernie's not here.
Right, but Lizzie and Gibb were here, so they can vote on that. Even though they weren't, even though Bernie is not here and Bonnie is not here, Lizzie and Gibb were here, so as long as they attended the meeting. I'm gonna do a little math on December. And we can vote on December because 4 people who were at the meeting were also, are also here tonight. So when everybody's had a chance to look at November, let me know.
Did,
Hmm.
I'm gonna answer my own question.
I've got the original email, and everybody can take a look at it. If it truly is a replacement in kind. It's, yes,
Any double pane or single pane or what?
Don't know. That was my question. What he's, because my primary concern is there are many ways to interpret will look just like the original.
right, yeah. And if he had put more in writing, which was, I think, a request we made along the way. When we were when Marcia and I were trying to figure out whether this was going to be a replacement in kind, it was. After Chris had left and before Nick had really kind of been fully up to speed. That was, you know, why we determined we should come, because we weren't getting that level of detail from the communications. So was asked to come and clarify. I'm looking back at communications. So. Okay, let's do the minutes. If they haven't, we'll adjourn the meeting. They were first on the agenda, so.
Do we have any follow through on the various applications where no action was taken?
If it's not on the agenda, we don't, is there are there specific ones in particular here that you're?
Well, the diner we were talking about.
Well, that was in November. They did come back in December. And
Oh.
they did approve it and they did add it. And I don't think they added it until after the first of the year, but it was added, I don't know exactly when. As a temporary structure.
Right.
With parameters on when they would take it down.
Does it look okay?
It serves its purpose,
Does it function?
it functions. And it can be, I think, evaluated, folks should evaluate it as it exists and because we may be approached again to you know, approve something that might become maybe not permanent, but something that gets returned every year. So is this,
Right.
it's functional, but are there, you know, aspects about it that concern us in terms of something that might come back?
So are you saying we all need to go and have a meal at the diner?
Or just walk down.
Get out?
Just walk down the street. I'm sure it keeps people warmer. Wasn't that part of the charm of eating in the diner on a cold morning?
Periodic meat, yes.
Charm or tradition.
Yes. What's
Suffering for all.
See if there's a big draft. I mean,
That's right.
did we follow up on the cinder block house?
The cinder block house was, we did more on that in December as well.
Yeah.
We made some, compromises with the applicant, the contractor and the homeowner. And, it looks like, although they haven't finished this application of the siding, that they must have got a certificate of occupancy. Because it seems to me that there are lights on in the evening when people are living there, so that's good because it was urgent that they get into the house.
Yeah.
So I'm glad those issues were resolved.
On the November minutes, well, the only thing, and maybe I am not seeing it, but I would like, because I did say it and I would like to add to the minutes, but I suggested for the diner, there's whatever, 136.5, is that what it is? That the seasonal need, like the season align for this temporary structure align with the no overnight parking season,
Okay.
only because if we can stick with existing calendars, that makes a nice precedent for other projects that also have this seasonal requirement.
So November 1st to April 1st.
Yeah.
basically.
Correct. And I think I checked in the December minutes, I was not present.
And it didn't get added. I do remember.
No, because in the approved version was through April 30. So it's not the same, and that's fine. I just wanted in the minutes to note that might be a good.
In the future.
Yeah,
a good way to do
the
it.
same parking, you know. The parking season and the temporary structure season might align.
Yeah, it seems reasonable.
So in the December minutes, the description.
Yeah, that's what you confirmed that the structure in December would be up from mid-October. I was not at the December meeting.
Right.
But I did mention aligning the temporary structure season with the parking season during the first discussion of this at the
So
November.
added to the November minute.
Added to
in
the
discussion.
November minute, yeah.
That Aaron, suggested that the structures, seasonality align with temporary parking. Does that make sense?
Yeah, well, overnight parking.
Yeah, right. I'm sorry. And
Yeah,
it
yeah.
didn't make
No,
sense.
I know what
because
you're
I
saying.
didn't- Yeah,
We're saying the same thing and Marcia is super
Seasonal.
smart and she'll figure it out in a minute.
yes, but something like that. Something-
Yeah.
Yeah.
Something
Okay.
like. We already have. This season defined. Which seems like a good model for the, because there are other kind of temporary things. The village.
Yeah. Yeah. That makes sense. Does anybody have any other comments related to that?
I can make a motion to approve the November minutes unless
Awesome.
anybody has. Anything else they want to add or correct on those?
Go for it.
Okay, so moved. Second, yeah,
Awesome. Liz votes yes?
David, yes.
Aaron, yes.
Yes.
Lizzie, yes.
Awesome. For the December minutes, the members present included myself, David, Gibb, and Lizzie. So that does, 4 out of 5 is a quorum. So, we can, vote on those minutes to them. I'll give everybody a moment to double check those minutes.
I don't see any.
Great.
I don't know if it makes a difference, in the, minor versus major, diner.
Diner.
On the one hand, seasonal, on the other hand, the size of the
And-
structure compared to the size of the diner,
When I go through and do those, because it's temporary,
so the temporary,
I would have really considered major if it were permanent.
yeah,
But it's temporary and it is experimental,
uh-huh,
so that's why
okay,
that was,
Yeah.
but if you want to say major, but I think because it doesn't. Truly alter the historic fabric of the building, it alters the appearance on a seasonal basis.
right,
But it doesn't truly alter the building, that's
true,
so.
yeah, that, those were the, sort of back and forth, so I was just wondering about that,
Yeah,
otherwise.
if a majority feels it's major, I certainly am not gonna argue. But that was my justification.
I think, that it's helpful to have those arguments.
Anybody else? Great, is there,
I move we accept the minutes for
thank you,
December.
Second.
thank you, Gibb, and Liz votes yes,
David, yes.
I can't vote. I wasn't there.
great.
Yes.
Lizzie, yes.
Thank you. And Nick, you survived your first meeting? This was a relatively quick and easy one.
Yeah.
And I'm sorry that the applicant for 63 Pioneer hasn't appeared because we really do need to have a conversation or at least get some written material, not interpret a phone call. So,
Should we pass on a list of questions? that we-
sure, why don't we do
I
that?
spoke with him on the phone because I got the measurement that I wrote in the picture. So I had spoken, he was planning on coming.
And, I'm looking back at the email that Marcia sent me a little over a month ago saying, he's proposing replacing the large 4x8 rectangular front window facing Pioneer Street, wood with wood, same light configuration, dimensional grills on the exterior. So that is what he told Marcia. Marcia, was there anything else?
No.
Okay.
Except the condition that's. Right.
So. Um. What questions would you like?
What type of glass?
Type of glass? And,
Type of wood?
type of wood.
Maybe
confirm-
also if it's double paint, double glazed.
It appears, from what I could see in the pictures he supplied, that at least one of the. At some point, there was either repair so that now they were, at some point, for at least some part of the window, they consolidated the lights and attached a muntin, like a muntin to the outside of the sash instead of, so it may have been, what is that, 8x4, right? 8x2? So 16, so there might have been 16 individual pieces
No,
of
it's
glass.
6x2 actually.
6x2?
Yeah,
12 individual pieces of glass.
and they
Yeah.
replaced
And there's
it.
one, at least one fewer pieces of glass because one is a solid across the two lights.
Oh, that picture.
Yeah, so I don't know if it's,
So we want individual lights and then he's just.
oh, no, he can replace whatever it is with whatever it is. I just want to know more about what he's replacing. Also, if that's one solid piece of glass, that's one really big piece of glass.
It looks like it fell to the centerpiece.
Right, but it looks like when that fell away, that there's just a solid piece of glass
Yes.
behind it. So I don't know if it's just that one area of the window or if that's a 4x8 piece of glass with a bunch of wood pieces stuck to it.
Right.
It's
just-
not a double hung window.
No.
It's a fixed sash,
Doesn't
but
open, right.
the piece of, if you're gonna replace it, right? That piece of glass is probably not helping that sash have a long life because that piece of glass is very heavy.
Really?
So it's probably causing destruction of the bottom rail. And if you're gonna replace it, let's not replace the poor engineering with poor engineering.
It's a pretty thin bottom rail.
Yeah.
It looks like a window that was put in there in the 1960s, sort of slapped in.
It is in the property inventory form. So I don't know, we'd have to go see if we can get into the Word file to see if there's older pictures.
There are.
Okay,
I
but
could,
he's only required to replace
right,
what's there with what's there, but.
yeah.
I agree, it's weird, the sort of landscape size panes don't look like a normal kind of window or any other.
Definitely made up for that.
Yeah, and
Yeah.
the one above it too is the same.
Yeah.
I wonder what condition that's in.
Yeah.
And then the ones on the left.
Yeah.
Yeah.
One
The
looks like
windows?
it's missing.
Are they? Yeah.
And I do wonder if there's gonna be any work on any of the trim and the frame, because it does look like it's,
Not in
in
great,
questionable condition. And if it's replacement in kind, we need to know that, but if there will be any changes, we need to know that.
also, if it used to be a door, only because there's never any activity going on behind that window. It's storage. It seems like there's storage behind that window. And so if they wanted to use the space differently and they didn't want that to be a window, maybe this is the time to put it back to whatever it used to be, like perhaps a door or some kind of decorative panel. I have no idea.
I can try to gain access to the Word file.
Okay, good luck.
Yeah.
Hypnose people.
I know.
Well. Right.
Yeah, so does that help you, Nick?
Yeah,
Okay,
yeah, I'll reach out to him.
thank you. Great.
Motion to adjourn.
Yeah,
Sorry, I didn't want to hurry.
No.
But I'm like, this is an
All good.
exciting, fairly short meeting.
yes, it is. And Nick, thank you for hanging in there and getting here. And I know that you had some challenges, but welcome. And, did you have any questions about how we?
No, I
had the
said,
meeting or anything?
no, it seemed, yeah, pretty straightforward.
Yeah,
You know, I'm guessing like a lot of times you do have people come in with something totally different.
yes,
Like, cause originally, he's the one that told me, we're just picking windows,
yeah.
so.
We get a lot of windows, but we do get a lot of different things. So yes, every meeting is different. Some-
Was the documentation that I provided good? I mean, was everything, just so I know for my own
Yes,
moving forward.
you know, it helps to have everything they've provided, and sometimes if the format's too large, at least. So we have access to it when we're here, or telling us, you know, this is a large format drawing and I couldn't create an attachment, so you can come to the office and see it. And it'll be at the meeting, you know, if there's something that isn't scannable and shareable like that. In the good old days, we actually used to have to come and look in the files, so. This is very helpful, thank you.
Yeah.
But you guide them when they're submitting things, you say you have to give more information.
Yeah, in other words, I reached out whatever I needed for additional
Good.
documentation. You know, trying to get everything. I've been trying to read through all the codes and try to get more of a handle
Right,
on what's going on, but I reach out to them. Yes, I do have this, mainly spec sheets, a lot of it is drawings, you know, spec sheets, what are they putting in? So, you know, when they're looking at the drawings, if they're missing measurements, things like that. So that's what I've been doing.
good.
That's it. Thank you. Yeah, it's a little bit of nudging and sheep herding sometimes, but it helps to have as much information as possible in advance, so we really understand. But thank
Yeah,
you.
I just wanted to make sure I provided enough, so I know, like, oh, like,
Great.
you know.
Awesome, and I'm sorry our other applicant didn't make a meeting, but
Yeah, he was aware.
we dragged our feet long enough and everybody can get on with their nights.
I'm not gonna be here next time.
Okay, thank you for
That's
letting
why
me
I-
know.
Yes.
So, and that may.
We adjourn?
Yes, we're adjourned. That may present a challenge. Because. Well, there will be 4 of us, so as long as 4 of us are here, then it's still a quorum of 5. Yes, even if 3 of us are here, but it's good to know, Lizzie, because I know Bonnie and Bernie are not. Oh, they weren't gonna be this January meeting. I think Bernie should be back. Bonnie, yeah, so we're good. I didn't see, did you need something?
No, I thought, no, I made a call, it's, yes, upstairs in the hall, well, going up.
Good to see you. Yeah, so you're good.
Okay, good
So
stuff.
you're going someplace warm.
Not, well, actually, I'm taking my kids to Venice. Woo-hoo.
Awesome.
Yes, but it's gonna be between 40 and 60, so
Well,
we'll be wearing our jackets, but it'll be nice.
still gonna be exciting.
Yeah.